Brooklyn, 1973, Spike Lee's beautiful masterpiece about childhood, music, and family love. But few know that the strong eldest brother, Clinton, passed away in real life at just 23. And what about the little curly-haired Troy? Let's reunite with the Carmichael family in 2026. Zelda Harris, born in 1985, was the undeniable soul of the movie as Troy, the only girl in a house full of boys. At just 9 years old, with her iconic braids, she carried the film with a natural maturity that captured hearts everywhere. She was the eyes through which we saw the joys and pains of Brooklyn. Now, in 2026, at 41 years old, Zelda has chosen a life away from the Hollywood spotlight. She did not chase blockbuster fame, but instead found her rhythm in music. She is now a talented jazz and soul singer, living a quiet, low-profile life. To fans, she remains the brave little girl who learned to stand tall amidst life's chaos. Alfre Woodard, born in 1952, delivered a powerhouse performance as Carolyn, the fierce and overworked mother. At 42, she embodied the tough-love matriarch, holding her family together with an iron will while battling a tragic illness. Her performance remains the emotional anchor of the story. Today, at 73 years old, Alfre is nothing short of acting royalty. With multiple Emmys and an Oscar nomination, she is a legend who never stops working. She continues to grace our screens in top-tier projects, proving that her talent is timeless. She set the gold standard for on-screen mothers, strict, protective, and deeply loving. Delroy Lindo, born in 1952, played Woody, the struggling jazz musician and dreamer father. At 42, he provided the calm, artistic contrast to Carolyn Storm, portraying a man trying to maintain his dignity while feeding 5 kids. His warmth made the family's struggles feel incredibly real. Checking in at 73 years old in 2026, Delroy is enjoying a magnificent career peak. He is aging like fine wine, recently delivering career-defining performances in hits like Da 5 Bloods. He remains a major star with a commanding presence, showing the world that a true artist only gets better, sharper, and more profound with age. Carlton Williams, born in 1980, played Clinton, the responsible but often antagonistic older brother. At 14, he perfectly captured the annoyance of dealing with a younger sister like Troy, famously fighting over the TV remote. Sadly, his story has the most tragic ending of the entire cast. He passed away on October 16, 2003, at the incredibly young age of 23. He died from complications related to sickle cell anemia, a genetic condition he had battled all his life. It is heartbreaking that such a promising young talent left us just as his adult life was beginning. He remains forever young in the memories of Crooklyn fans. Sharif Rashed, born in 1978, was the unforgettable Wendell, the brother who loved food more than anything else. At 15, he was the source of much comic relief, constantly complaining about dinner or trying to sneak extra sweets. Fast forward to the present day in 2026, he is now 47 years old. Unlike his on-screen parents, Sharif stepped away from the entertainment industry shortly after the 90s. He has lived a private, quiet life away from the cameras. While we don't see him on screen anymore, anyone who watched the movie will never forget his hilarious reactions at the dinner table. Seamock Washington, born in 1986, played Joseph, the wide-eyed baby of the family. At just 8 years old, he was the quiet, innocent observer of the chaos unfolding in the Carmichael household. Now, hitting the milestone of 40 years old in 2026, the little boy we once knew is all grown up. Like his brother Wendell, he decided that Hollywood wasn't for him. He retired from acting to pursue a completely normal life. It is strange to think that the tiny kid being carried around in the movie is now a middle-aged man, but he will always be remembered as the sweet, silent heart of the family. Christopher Knowings, born in 1980, played Nate, perhaps the most level-headed of the Carmichael brothers. At 14, he balanced the chaos of the household with a quiet charm. While his on-screen brothers mostly left the spotlight, Christopher became a superstar in a very different neighborhood. Now 45 years old in 2026, he is an absolute icon to American children. Since 2007, he has played Chris on Sesame Street, teaching millions of kids how to read and be kind. It is heartwarming to see the kid from Brooklyn become a beloved mentor to the next generation, proving he was the true breakout star among the brothers. David Patrick Kelly, born in 1951, was the bizarre neighbor Tony Eyes. At 43, with his frantic energy and distinct look, he played the eccentric man whose dog was always causing trouble for the kids. He is, of course, a cult legend known for playing creeps and villains, most famously in The Warriors and Twin Peaks. Celebrating his 75th birthday this month, David is still as unique as ever. He remains active in the industry, bringing his signature intense style to films like John Wick. Even at 75, he has that rare ability to make you feel unsettled just by walking into a scene, a true master of character acting. Jose Zuniga, born in 1962, played Tommy Lala, the loud, colorful, and friendly neighbor who added flavor to the block. At 32, he was the guy always hanging out on the stoop, representing the vibrant Latino community of Brooklyn. Today, at 63 years old, you might not remember his name, but you definitely know his face. He has become one of the most reliable working actors in Hollywood. From Twilight to CSI and major action blockbusters, he is everywhere. He has built a rock-solid career spanning decades, proving that being the friendly neighbor was just the start of a marathon journey in show business. Spike Lee, born in 1957, is the visionary director of this film, but he also stepped in front of the camera as Snuffy, the neighborhood glue sniffer. At 37, he wasn't afraid to play a bizarre, cautionary character in his own semi-autobiographical story. It was a small but memorable cameo from the man pulling the strings. Now approaching 69 years old in 2026, Spike is a living legend of cinema. He has continued to provoke, inspire, and challenge audiences with films like Black Klansman. From playing a glue sniffer to receiving an honorary Academy Award, his journey has been nothing short of revolutionary. RuPaul, born in 1960, gave us a rare out-of-drag appearance, sort of, as Connie, the woman running the bodega. At 34, he was already a club personality, but hadn't yet launched his global empire. It is a blink-and-you'll-miss-it moment that fans love to rediscover. Today, at 66 years old, RuPaul is the undisputed queen of the world. As the host and creator of RuPaul's Drag Race, he has built a multi-million-dollar phenomenon and won more Emmys than almost anyone in reality TV history. It is wild to look back and see the future supermodel of the world selling chips in a Brooklyn corner store. Frances Foster, born in 1924, played the strict and somewhat terrifying Aunt Song, the relative the kids didn't exactly love visiting. At 70 years old, she brought a formidable old-school presence to the screen, representing the harsher side of family discipline. Sadly, she left us not long after the film's release. Frances passed away on June 17, 1997, at the age of 73, due to a cerebral hemorrhage. She was a respected veteran of the stage and screen, and Crooklyn stands as one of her final, memorable performances, immortalizing her as the tough auntie we all recognize. Joey Lee, born in 1962, is much more than just the actress who played the gentle Aunt Maxine. At 32, she played the sweet aunt who was the opposite of the strict Aunt Song. But here is the key fact. Joey is the real-life Troy. She co-wrote the screenplay with her brothers Spike and Chinque, basing the movie on her own childhood as the only girl in the family. Now 64 years old in 2026, she remains a vital creative force. She has acted in many of her brother's films, including She's Gotta Have It, the series, keeping the Lee family legacy alive and strong in Hollywood. Vondie Curtis Hall, born in 1950, played Uncle Brown, Maxine's husband, and the cool, reliable uncle figure. At 44, his warm presence provided a safe haven for Troy during her stay in the South. Checking in today at 75 years old, Vondie is a highly respected veteran of the industry. He is a double threat, a fantastic character actor known to modern audiences as Ben Urich in Marvel's Daredevil, and a talented director in his own right. With a career spanning decades, from Die Hard 2 to Blue Bayou, he is one of those faces that instantly elevates the quality of any project he is in. Isaiah Washington, born in 1963, had a smaller but memorable role as Vic, the somewhat troublesome neighbor. At 31, he was just starting to make his mark. Who could have guessed that this neighbor would go on to become one of television's most famous doctors? Now 62 years old in 2026, Isaiah is best known globally as Dr. Preston Burke from the smash hit Grey's Anatomy. Although his career has had its share of controversies and ups and downs, his talent remains undeniable. From the streets of Crooklyn to the operating rooms of Seattle Grace, he carved out a major place in TV history. Patrice Nelson, born in 1983, played Viola, the spoiled and bratty cousin who made Troy's life miserable during her stay in the South. At around 11 years old, she played the role of the wicked stepsister so convincingly that audiences genuinely disliked her character. Today, in 2026, at approximately 43 years old, Patrice has completely vanished from the public eye. Unlike the character who loved being the center of attention, the real Patrice chose a life of total privacy after her childhood acting stint. She remains a mystery, but her performance as the girl who wouldn't share her TV is forever etched in our memories. Manny Perez, born in 1969, played Hector, representing the vibrant Latino presence in the neighborhood. At 25, he brought an authentic energy to the melting pot of Brooklyn. Now 56 years old in 2026, Manny has built a formidable career as a character actor. He is a familiar face to anyone who watches crime dramas, having appeared in Law & Order, Homeland, and The Blacklist. He rarely plays the lead, but he is one of those hard-working actors who is always employed, bringing grit and realism to every role he touches. Bokeem Woodbine, born in 1973, had a small early role as Richard. At 21, he was just a young actor looking for a break. Looking back, it is amazing to see him here because he has since become a major Hollywood star. Standing at 53 years old in 2026, Bokeem is famous for his intense charisma, often playing complex villains. From the shocker in Spider-Man, Homecoming to his Emmy-nominated role in Fargo, he has conquered both film and television. It all started on the streets of Crooklyn and he has been stealing scenes ever since. Norman Matlock, born in 1925, played Bennett, the argumentative older gentleman of the neighborhood. At 69 years old, he perfectly captured the spirit of the local elder who always had something to say about everything. Sadly, Norman is no longer with us. He passed away on September 30th, 2015, at the age of 90 due to natural causes. He lived a long, full life, and his portrayal of Bennett remains a cherished part of the film's authentic Brooklyn atmosphere. Raymond Anthony Thomas, born in 1956, appeared as one of the neighbors. At 37, he was a part of the vibrant community tapestry woven by Spike Lee. Today, at 69 years old, Raymond is a highly respected figure in the acting world, particularly in theater. He is a veteran of Broadway and off-Broadway stages, known for his powerful, dramatic performances. While his role in Crooklyn was part of an ensemble, his career has proven him to be a master of his craft, still active and earning applause on stage. Arthur French, born in 1931, played the West Indian store manager, a small but memorable role. At 63, he was already an experienced actor, but the real story is his incredible longevity. Believe it or not, he is now 95 years old in 2026. Arthur is a true legend of the stage with a career spanning over 5 decades. Amazingly, he remained active well into his 90s, with credits as recently as 2023. He is a testament to the idea that for some, retirement is just a word, not a lifestyle. Time has taken the cast of Crooklyn in many different directions, each story reflecting growth beyond the screen. If you enjoyed this then versus now update, please like the video, share your thoughts in the comments, subscribe, and continue watching more classic cast journeys.